All right, we're live.
I think somebody's sorting silverware somewhere.
Oh wait, Josh is here. Josh,
Look who's here. Damn.
he was just waiting for us to start.
Yeah,
his wife was like, "You're not going to Ireland, motherfucker."
Actually, John, I do have a quick question for you before we get started about that. What do I do after I get in the airport? Like, do I have to go to customs, or what do I have to do?
Like the airport in
Dublin.
Ireland, in Dublin.
Yeah.
You'll go through customs because it'll be your entry point into EU, right? So
Yeah.
so you'll go through customs. There'll be like a line for U.S. passport holders. I'm pretty sure. Like, do you have You don't have the? Or no. The expedite is only on the way in. So yeah. So you'll just stand in line and
Nothing. Just keep exiting, and you'll find your way out. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's it, really.
Yeah, because you can't exit without going through customs.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. If I had to like go somewhere and find something, or if I was just gonna get
No. Just keep going, and they will find you. Don't go for trouble.
All right.
They'll actually rip your children from you and make you and they'll give them pints of Guinness.
So a funny thing happened to my friend back in the day. He went to Puerto Rico, and he was coming back from Puerto Rico back to Austin, and he was surprised that it was just like walking back into the country. It was like just like being in the country.
Oh no.
Right? So this guy had an H-1B. So he's like, he actually went out seeking trouble. He's like, he went out asking, "Hey, is it cool if I just walk in? Like, do I need blah blah blah?" And those guys got suspicious, and they totally like put him on the side, and they started like
Strip search.
That's funny.
for no good reason. He just got in trouble because he was like, "Oh, maybe they need to stamp my passport." So he's looking around, and they're like, "All right, come here. Let's go to the back. Let's talk about this shit."
Nope, Puerto Rico's part of the U.S.
Yeah, man. He's like, no good deed goes unpunished, you know.
And actually, though, it's kind of funny because in France, though, they don't really care. They're like, just come in. Like they don't even check your passport or anything. They're just so you can kind of get in trouble if you go into France and then like you try to leave and then they're like, "How the fuck did you get here?" the guy just let me in. Oh yeah, he just let you into the country.
Yeah, French customs. Are you here for pleasure or pleasure?
Oh man.
When are you traveling?
Today. So leaving this afternoon.
Yeah, every time that I've traveled to Europe, I've been a couple of times over the last few years. Yeah, your plane lands and they just push everybody through customs. So you kind of can't miss it.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, there's only one way. Like you cannot not go through customs, or you cannot not go through immigration. It's impossible. You will go through immigration. You will go through customs.
As long as like on your first. It depends though. It's weird though, because like it's when it's an international flight. Because if you fly into because I flew into Ireland and then I went to Amsterdam.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it was a domestic EU flight. So
then it doesn't matter because the visa is the same. So the way the airports have it laid out is that when the international flights which don't have the visa, which are not within the visa domain, they land, then the people go through a different process or different paths to get out of the airport. While when a domestic or quote unquote domestic in the European Union, they land, they go through a different path. So you cannot go to the wrong path. It's impossible.
Yep. That's why it's just like when they deboard the plane, I just start running for it. They're like, "Hey, come back here."
Just slam into a window.
They made it foolproof. You cannot go anywhere but through that process.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. You should just dress up like a border agent. Customs agent.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Pack up your bag with the
Great. Now the terrorists listening know exactly what to do. Thanks, Chuck. Well done.
You need to practice your Irish brogue, which mine is terrible.
All right. How's the interview cake?
Yeah, so it's actually gone pretty well. I just reran the exact same thing. I wanted to get a good read on like how it was going to perform compared to last time we did it. Last time the gross was 45,000 roughly. This time it's looking like it's going to be 20 to 25. I think 25. So that's kind of on par with what we've seen with our overall sales. We're basically kind of down about half of where we were. So I think the transition has definitely had an impact. There were I had pulled all those 39,000 Sublime Text subscribers into the list. They're like, who the freak is John Sonmez? So I don't think they're opening, but they're not clicking, I don't think, or buying. So maybe next time I run this, they're familiar with me, so I'm going to rewrite. Next time I do this, I'm going to rewrite the campaign so it'll all be from me. But yeah, so I did the usual blitz of, I think it was 7 emails and 3. This one I did was 3 days when I ran it the first time. So it was like 2 emails, 1 email, and then 4 emails. That's 8. So,
why don't you segment the audience so that one gets it from John and one gets it from Josh?
Yeah, I thought about that, but I just wanted to try it. Well, because if I'd have had to do a lot of work to do that, because some of the emails are all or John's story about his interview with Microsoft. So I'd have had to rewrite those. So I just ran it this way for now. But yeah, so I'll probably do this every 6 months or so. I think I'm gonna keep doing this one because it's worked pretty well. Yeah, so several of the people in the mastermind group, the community, told me they bought it. So, and actually, John, did you meet Matt Witham at Trackabout?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he bought it. He emailed.
Oh, really?
He emailed. He's like,
cool.
Yeah, he emailed back and said, hey, I bought this, and then I was chatting with him a little bit. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, he was like a former coworker of ours.
He was like. Larry said that we're not allowed to associate with anyone at Simple Programmer. But...
How's the mastermind coming along? How many do you have there?
I'm excited. It seems to be going pretty well. So I did a launch. I did my first like open cart window last weekend. So I think it was the weekend before. So I ended up getting 55 signups from that. So it was $99 for the year.
$100 a year.
Yeah, for the year. So I've had 1 or 2 people refund, like cancel. But I think partly it was because like I did it. I got everybody onboarded under the Slack community, and then like that Tuesday I decided to launch the forum. And so like the Slack community went dead, and people were sort of starting to post in the forum, but it was pretty dead too. So it was like this dead zone, and I brought in all these people, and they're like, "What's going on?" But yeah, so I set up the software. It's at simpleprogrammer.com/members, and it is I used the software is called Zenforo. And it's like it seems to be like one of the most popular paid forum platforms. And it was only less than $100. It was ridiculous. People complain about the price. Yeah, one-time price. People complain about it just because they're used to they're running a forum with 100,000 people on it. And, they have display ads on it, and they make 89 cents a day off of it. So, so $100 seems like a lot. But I really like this software. If anybody, I highly recommend it. It's extremely customizable. It's, I've been able to figure out just about everything that I've wanted to change about it. I've been able to figure out how to change it. It's got really robust template system, very easy to edit. And so far, so it's been open. I've had it open for 3 days now. I think I launched it at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. And I was actually planning on waiting till I got back, but I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to do it now. So we have 149 messages already. And so far I've got 66 of the people signed up for the forum, so I haven't gotten everybody to register yet. But it seems to be taken off, and what I can do, the nice thing about it, since it's a forum, is for a while I'm going to have to drive interaction via email. So I've got everybody segmented, all the members are segmented in Drip, and I can send out an email like, hey, there was this thread. Did you guys see this thread? Do you have an opinion about this? Or like John, I scheduled one for this afternoon because John popped in yesterday and said hi to everybody. So I did a quick email like, look who stopped in, and I just put John's photo in there and a link to the thread. So I can get people. For a while I'm gonna have to kind of drive people back into the forum constantly. But anytime anybody interacts on a thread or gets mentioned by another user, they get an email. So you're not getting the Facebook notifications or the Slack notifications, but you are getting emails constantly from it.
Yeah.
So it's going to get, it'll get people in the habit of checking it.
How many total members you have now?
I have 93 people, I think, who have paid. And then so far, 66 of them have actually signed up for the forum since Tuesday. So I need to get the rest of them in there.
So 93, that means, let's say 100 at $100 a year. It's like 10K a year revenue already.
No, $100. It's $1,000.
What?
Right? I think.
No. 10,000 for a year.
Yeah.
10,000. 100 people is 10,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 10 people would have been. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what. But yeah, a bunch of them are on the monthly plan. That's why.
Yeah, which is fine. It's even more lucrative, right?
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm not going to offer the monthly anymore because I think the annual will be easier to sell. I made it $99 because I was trying to sell it at $29 a month, and I was hitting price resistance at that point. So I think I can get there eventually, but there needs to be a lot more value, like a lot more members, a lot more of a track record with the thing.
What you can do is offer both the prices, and people will gravitate to the 99.
Yeah,
because it's such a good deal.
Yeah, I could try that.
It's like the Economist, test. It could drive up conversion just because.
I think though, for now, it would be best to not have a $29, but to have a $19 a month plan or a $99 for the year. Because if you do 29 and 99, people are gonna be like, "What? Hold on, this is a scam," right? They're gonna look at it and they're gonna say, the 29 is not a real price. You see what I'm saying? But 19, they'll believe. They'll say, "Oh yeah, 19 or 99."
Yeah,
I'll take the 99.
And the majority of the monthly people are at $19. So
yeah.
But I figured 99 is basically. So we had a bunch of success signing people up for the Facebook group at $5 a month. We just did a couple emails and we got like 200 people signed up. So I figured probably $9 would be a good kind of price point to start off, because I need to get people in. Like right now, what I need more than revenue is I need people in the forum helping each other out. I need to get that momentum going. So I figured $9 a month, which the $99 is like 12 months minus 12 months at $9 minus 2 months. So it's like get 2 months free kind of pricing. So far it's going well. I think that of every 100 subscribers, it's probably going to be an 80-20, where about 20 of them are active. So to really get the forum cranking, I'm going to need like probably 100 active members, I think.
Yeah.
So I signed up for the Copy Chief community that I talked about before. I was a member of that a couple years ago, and then I'd canceled my membership. But they do a really good job. I've been watching how they onboard people, and they have this team of ambassadors, they call them, and they're like 8 to 10 of them, and they're paid. I don't know how much they pay them, but they're paid. And when you sign up, you get assigned to one of their portfolios. So they have a portfolio of people that they're trying to engage with and trying to get you to post and introduce yourself and engage in the forum. And I mean, he's doing. They have over 1,000 members, and they charge $1,000 a year. So they're doing over $1 million off of this. So I think I'm going to model that gonna model that ambassador approach once I have enough people to where I've got some people that clearly kind of emerge as like, the most engaged people. I'll probably make them the ambassadors. But yeah, just I think for now, I think what I'm going to do is like try to figure out a way to pull up a query of everyone who hasn't posted in the group, and then just reach out to them myself and try to get them to post and introduce themselves and engage and stuff.
How much is Zen4o costing you? I'm curious.
I think it's like $100. I forget the license cost. It's very, very minimal.
Okay.
And yeah, I really like it. I looked at Discourse, but Discourse is not as good at structuring the discussions. It's kind of more free flowing, like a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I hate is, I hate any kind of threaded. Facebook does this and Slack does this. I hate when threaded discussions get collapsed.
Right.
And hidden. It's such a pain. Because you just want to be able to see the whole discussion as you're reading through it and not have to be constantly clicking. I mean, Facebook, it's like, you'll get like the first line of the first reply, and then it's like, there could be 30 replies under that, and you don't see any of them.
Yeah. One thing that I'm wondering, because you're trying to increase your engagement, and it sounds like you have okay engagement on your, but it's a paid forum. I was going to say you could put, here are a couple of threads from the forum that are active or something, and see if you can get people over that way.
Well, I'm going to do, so from now on, basically all of my daily emails are going to be promoting stuff that's happening inside the group. Mm-hmm. So as I'm answering questions and helping people, and people are helping each other, I'm going to pull that stuff out and use it in the externally facing emails.
That makes sense.
And then internally, what I'll probably do is create an onboarding sequence where I'll take some of the most popular threads that we've ever had and write a short email, kind of pitching the thread that only goes to members, and then they can click through and they can see the thread. So that'll keep like some of those evergreen. You can have like some evergreen threads that end up being, 1,000 posts long, because people keep getting recirculated.
Right.
So yeah, I haven't gotten there so far. We haven't gotten anything jumping out that's a good fit for that, but it will happen. So, but it's been very cool to watch so far. I'm like super energized by this. I've had people like, I had two guys realize that they both live in Chicago, so they were going to meet up for beer. I had another guy jumped on with one of the other members for like a 75-minute coaching session. I helped this one guy, David. He's starting a software consulting business, and I helped him figure out a niche, and it was kind of like a major aha moment for him. So yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff starting to happen with all the connections that we're generating. So I'm very excited about it.
Cool.
I no longer want to crawl under a rug and whimper and cry every morning. So.
And I was going to ask, have you been using the Signal, what is it, the push notification for?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say it could be good for the membership and for the interview cake.
Oh, so I haven't used any of them yet I looked into trying to figure out how to send a push notification that they could actually read. And I don't think you can do that. Like, it's basically, you have to send them to a web page.
No. You can send a message with it. I'm pretty sure.
I was not able to see how to do that with the software. Like, it's basically just an image and like like a headline, and like that was all. Yeah, it was like you could click through or you could close it like that. When I see them come up in Chrome, those are the options. I don't have there's not like an expand to read more type of option.
I swear I've gotten the notifications that say this is on sale, or let me see.
I've gotten those from other websites.
I'd have to do. What I'd have to do would be to set up an intermediate page. But like for Interview Cake, I'd have to write a whole page about the offer and then send the clicks there. And I just didn't get around to doing that.
Oh, look, no, there's a thing. So you just do send push message.
Yeah.
And then you can put the title and you can put the message.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I don't think that that's when I get them in Chrome.
Let
me pull one up.
Yeah, when you get them in Chrome or something, you want them to click them to click through to your website.
Well, yeah. You make it a click too. So you make it so you put in the message like title is like get interview cake 50% off or whatever, or $100 off today only, and then
and then it clicks through to the affiliate link.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that, but then I would be just sending them to a page that's like, here's our guarantee, buy now. It's not like it's not a sales page. So
gotcha.
Oh yeah, you'd be sending them to the offer.
I basically just be sending them to like a checkout page, which I guess it wouldn't hurt to do it, but I don't think it's going to really convert at all.
I guess it could send them to an email collection page to get the offer. That might be an interesting way to add email addresses every time we do a sale too.
Let me see what the actual click-through rate on that is these days. Haven't looked at it.
Looks like 4.27% on.
That sounds about right.
The 5 coding certifications had that.
The click-through rates on these really vary. I think depending on. I don't even see a whole lot of. There's not even a whole lot of the headline usually visible when I see them. So we've got looks like we have about 19,000 people that have signed up and 11,000 that are still not getting the messages.
Yeah. It's not bad though. I mean, if you think about it's growing over time, right? But if you like that last message had 434 clicks, that's pretty good. Like that's a decent amount of traffic. Like you can imagine when that 10x's, when you've got, instead of 10,000 people, you have 100,000 people, that'll be 4,000 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It looks like around anywhere from 2.5% to 4.5% is what we see on the clicks on them.
But yeah, I think that could work for at least for an email sign up. Maybe, I don't know. Like there's so.
Somebody else talk.
So I'm still waiting to hear back. I think last Friday I talked about that I had. Oh yeah, because I had my call scheduled with the studio after the Entre Programmers. So I did that. I did like a Skype call, a 30-minute Skype call, and then I got a call back the very next day, and they're like, and the guy was like, "Oh, the studio loved you. They loved everything." And he wanted to do one more like 15-minute Skype call to get a couple of sound bites about me talking about real estate numbers and doing some renovations and things like that. So I did that the next day, and that was, what was that? That was last Thursday or Friday or no, wait a minute. No, that would have been like Tuesday.
Week, right?
Huh?
This week.
Yeah, that was this week. So that was Tuesday. So I'm waiting to get a call back, hopefully today, telling me I got the show or not. So
nice.
But yeah, cool. But it looks good. It looks pretty good. I'd say that, given what he was saying and everything, that it looked like around a 90% chance. So we'll see what happens. But
nice.
Sweet.
So have they talked about? I'm curious. Like, how does this pay? Like, is it pretty minimal or?
So I did some research. I didn't talk about pay with them, but my research shows that you'd be surprised. Like even some of the more popular like television show, like reality shows,
mm-hmm.
They don't get paid that much per episode. So it's usually on an episode basis, and I would guess somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000 per episode.
Okay.
And there's usually like 10 to 12 episodes in a season, so it's really not that. But you're not making the money on getting paid on the show, really.
Exactly.
It's about all the other opportunities that you get from having the exposure. So
you don't get paid on residuals or anything like that. So
there's probably residuals pay. There's probably, right. I mean, I think there's that piece of it, but yeah. So you got to have a popular show and get picked up. The key is to get picked up for multiple seasons, and then and to parlay it into something else, right? Either some kind of acting role or some kind of business opportunity, stuff like that. So
business opportunities would be endless if you're on TV. At that point, you're like a celebrity.
Exactly. Yeah. So
just remember us, John.
Are you kidding me? You know what our viewership on Entreprogrammers will be? Not only will I remember you, but you guys will have a larger audience.
We'll have to change the name to TV Celebrities rather than Entreprogrammers.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get the call today. It's I don't know if it's like good or bad that I got a call back right away on the first one, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So
it's part of the process. So I ran into something interesting a couple of weeks ago. Like I was looking for apps that would block out specific sites and stuff like that, and I found something called Freedom.to, and it's a very popular app. But they didn't have a whitelisting feature where I could just allow these 3 apps or these 3 websites and block everything else. And that's what I was looking for. Right? So I reached out to their support saying, hey, you don't have that feature, any idea? And they're like, oh yeah, we're working on that. That's, hopefully in the next couple of weeks or in the next few weeks. And I was like, okay, interesting. So then I was like, do you guys do any kind of affiliate programs? Because this is something I can totally promote to my list, because this is right along what I like to do in terms of productivity. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll do 10%. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Right? So then the guy's like,
multiply that by 5.
The guy's like, okay, let me put you in touch with our marketing VP, and we'll you can take it from there. So he put me in touch with their marketing VP, and I had a call with the marketing VP a couple of days ago, and I was just talking about numbers, like what they have, and I was like, hey, we should be able to promote the productivity book summaries, because that's the real, that's going to be huge money if you have a big list. And I was asking, he said their list is 1 million.
Nice.
Right?
Wow.
1 million. So I was trying to understand, I was looking at their previous mailings, and all they do is newsletter once a month, and once in a while they'll do they don't promote anything other than their own stuff or a new book that's coming out on productivity. So I was like, what's your EPC? What's your earnings per email? He's like, maybe on the 3 emails that we send out a month, we get around 10K. I'm like, dude, we could literally 10x that in 3 emails you send out in 3 days with the offer that we have and the numbers you have. We could 10x that, and I'll give you the affiliate. We've done this before. It's not and we've done this to cold traffic before. It can be done. So he's like, okay, well, send me the details and let's look into it. So now we're going back and forth, trying to figure out how this can be done. But it's going to be a longer process, because they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel it's legit. They want to go through my podcast. They want to go through my course content. They want to do all those things. And I'm all for it. But I'm kind of excited about all these different apps that are out there that have huge numbers in email, and they have no clue about email marketing. I mean,
right.
Focus at Will was the other guys. I forced the guy, their affiliate marketing guy, to consider the possibility of emailing someone else's offer, which was my offer, right?
Yeah.
And because of the stupid meditation thing, I didn't roll it out until now. And they actually ended up promoting someone else's offer, which is cool, because now they're getting used to the idea of promoting something other than their own tool. So I think if we can get those productivity tools companies, a couple of them to work, and a couple of them to really get testimonials, in the sense, yeah, we got it to work, and we got the right EPCs, and we got the right revenue. Boy, and the marketing manager, the marketing VP at Freedom actually knows the founder of Focus at Will, the other music company that's the music focus. So if we get that one to work, even easier to get this one to work. So there might be a huge revenue area that is not tapped by most book summaries because they just focus on buy all my book summaries, right?
What you really need to do is find maybe a smaller tool that has a smaller list where they're not going to be as resistant. Like maybe look for a smaller, and then get them to do promotion.
Yep.
And maybe even take a smaller, like whatever you can do to get them, even if it's like you're going to take a smaller percentage or whatever, so that you can get some numbers, so that you can come in and parlay that. So you can say, hey, look, one of your competitors or whatever, you can say like, we did this promotion. They've got 100,000 people on their list. We got this EPC, and then they're gonna, like, the more that you have like people that are in the shallow end of the pool, the more people that are gonna jump in, right?
Yeah, focus at will is gonna happen for sure because the affiliate manager is the guy I see almost every day here.
Yeah,
he's the affiliate manager for Focus at Will, so he's a good friend of mine now. So it's gonna happen no matter what. And if we can get that to convert, I think Freedom will convert too. And then I want to go to others. I need to go find these tools because I'm constantly looking for these productivity tools that can help people.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can recommend them, and they will recommend me in the process.
Okay. One other thought I have on this too is now you're getting into the point where it might be worth. So if you can get one or two of these to work, it might be worth taking the money you get and investing it and hiring a designer to make your site really like more polished and slick looking. Because that will give them, because right now, like, when you're dealing with individuals, the site can look a little bit more, kind of like direct marketing-y. But when you're dealing, when you have a dual audience of, all right, now I'm going after these pretty, like, corporations basically that are asking, I'm trying to convince them that I'm legit. Look at the Freedom.2 website. It's your typical startup, lots of white space, clearly professionally designed type of look. And I think if you had that at this point, that would probably make sense to start thinking about. So because they'll feel a lot better about it.
You get a little social proof.
Yeah. I don't know about the whole process of like finding those people and getting that. And is it still going to be based on WordPress and all that crap? Like, there's just so much work, right?
Well, you could start by, I think the first step would be to make the offer page look really nice.
Okay.
Kind of like what we did with the book, because that's going to give them, because you can send them like, this is the offer. They can get comfortable with, like, they're sending, because they don't want to, these are their customers. They're like, I think the people that, looking at the way that Freedom.2 has their site set up, I think mostly what you're going to be hitting is people that have signed up to try the app.
All right.
Like trial subscriber users. So, so their customers, this is probably a little bit more of your typical corporate company. So they're going to want to send people to something that looks like, the same level of what they have on their site.
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
But, this is one of those cases where the branding does start to matter more than.
So how do I go find like more of these things in the long term? Because right now I'm just finding them organically because I'm the one doing all the effort and trying to, I ran it, like I got lucky with the affiliate manager for Focus at Will, and that kind of, at Freedom.2 also I got lucky because I was just messing around with the support stuff and stuff like that. But
okay, so Lifehacker, here, let me Google this. Lifehacker, best productivity apps. All right, so they've probably got a list of like 100 of them. Essential apps and downloads for all. So
if you can nail down what type of productivity tool it is, and you Google that, and just go through the first couple of pages of the Google search. So the top ones are going to be the ones that have the best SEO and probably the largest reach. But if you're trying to get second class ones, go down past the first handful, or look at the ones that are advertising but don't rank well otherwise, and see if you can nail down some of those.
Yeah. Okay. So also, I would suggest looking for iOS. I would suggest starting with iOS apps because typically iOS customers have and spend more money than So, but yeah, if you like, this is a Lifehacker iPhone list of essential apps, and that might be a good one to start with. And then like if you find an app like so like search for similar to Freedom.to.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think I totally agree with John's suggestion. Well, here's 4 alternatives to Freedom for iPhone, iPad on producthunt.com. That would be another thing. You could look for like these startups that are just launching. Well, no, they wouldn't have never mind. They wouldn't have a good audience.
No, not startups that are just launching, but ones who have traction.
Right.
Who have enough reviews on iOS, so I know they actually have something going on.
Right. So, so there's like Product Hunt. Rescue Time would be a bigger one that you could go after. I mean, there's a gazillion.
I like Rescue Time. They're good.
Yeah.
I use them. So I would like to do the ones that I use because I can promote them to my list as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Usually most of these want like a reciprocal, like, hey, if you promote, we'll promote kind of deal.
Right.
Which makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because you could make so much more money if you promote.
Yeah, I think getting the first one to work is really the key here. Yeah. And you might try treating them like kind of thinking about a high touch sales process where you're like you pick out 20 that you think would be a good fit. You connect with all their marketing people on LinkedIn. You think about some content you could create that would be interesting to them. Yeah. And then kind of go from there. So build a small targeted audience of these people. Because if you can land one of them, they're huge. It'll be huge.
Are you trying to line up affiliate deals with them or sell your products through their lists?
Sell my product to their list because with the size of my audience, it's not that lucrative to sell their product to my list. It's just not worth it. But their audiences usually are in like hundreds of thousands or even millions.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And they are not email marketers. They are literally, and they won't promote like $1,000 course because it just totally doesn't rhyme with their side of things. But like book summaries are very standardized products, so it's easier to promote something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, because I lined something up with somebody put together a Docker course, and so he's going to come on as a guest to Elixir Mix because that was the first opening I had. But we're totally scheduling and going to promote a webinar and then sell his product to my list. And so, we can kind of move the needle on some of that stuff. But yeah, if you're trying to work it the other way, that makes sense.
It might be a good idea just to have a page on your site that's dedicated to your offer, right, to these companies. That just shows like the stats, like almost like a sales page to sell them to actually promote your thing, and just make it all about the money that they're going to make with it, and and the success and how much people like the product. I wouldn't try it, and I would gear it that way. I wouldn't try to do an exchange because you don't have anything to offer in exchange. No one cares that you've got nothing on a 1 million person list. They don't care about your list and you promoting their product. Like, don't even do that at all.
It's funny, like Focus at Will. The funny thing is, like, the guys want me to promote it because their biggest promoter made them $1,000, and that's the guy they're promoting right now. And I'm like, $1,000. Let me just give you cash and let's just do this thing, right?
Right.
I like the idea of doing this.
Well, hey, that's an idea. Actually, this is a good one. All right, it's a little bit risky on your part, but I think So take them for instance, right? If they promote to their list, right? They're going to make a lot of money, right? You're both going to make a lot of money. So if they're skeptical of it, here's what you do: is you just say, hey, look, tell you what. Send me your bank info right now. I'll wire you $5,000, advance on this. Like you do the promotion. If we don't make the money, you just keep my $5,000. But I'm so sure of this. Like you're going to make a lot more than this that I'm putting. And you could do this to strong arm any one of them. Because if someone like, here's the difference. Like if I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to make a lot of money. Yeah. You know, you get these emails all the time.
Right.
Like, I have this great business idea. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. We're going to.
Can you build this app for me? I have this great idea. Can you build this app for me?
But if someone's like, look, I'm so sure of this. Here, I'm just sending you $5,000 right now to do let's do this. I'm gonna be getting on the Skype call. Like it's gonna change. You think about it, right? Like so, I think that's probably a good thing. Like just like how you mentioned that's gonna come, and they're probably gonna say no, don't send me the $5,000. All right, let's do this. But
yeah.
I think that
could be a very good hook if you can't seem to get their attention.
So how do you structure a deal like that? Because I'd be totally down for doing that, but I want to understand. Like you would say, hey, I'm sending you the $5,000, and until we hit $5,000 in promotions or in splits, you keep the money, right? And then anything on top of that, I'll start making the payments. How do you do that? Like that's a very complicated sales or a complicated process to. Like, how do you simplify this thing for them so that, okay, there's $5,000, because what could happen is you give them $5,000 and now you do this promotion and you do $20,000 and they get another $10,000.
No. You just tell them, look, this is a $5,000 advance. It's just an advance on what I know we're gonna make on this deal, right? Like, so I'm so confident we're gonna make the deal. I'll give you the I'll already pay you the $5,000 of what I'll owe you after the promotion's done. That's it.
So, but how do you because most of the times so you can withhold the payments for a week, and so you can do it after.
Don't worry about everything. You can figure that details out later, like right, and they're probably not even going to take the $5,000. Like if you make this off, the whole point is just to show how serious you are. It's like when I do real estate deals and I put down a big down payment, right? It's like the check hasn't been cashed yet, so for the earnest money. So it's the same thing. Like 90% of the people are going to say, no, it's okay. Don't send me the $5,000, but I know you're serious now. That's the whole point of it. If they do take it, then you just send it and then you figure it out. Like it's not a.
I have no problem giving it because we know we can support it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I think that's going to be a really, like if I know what each of their email is worth to them, and I can guarantee this is the minimum. Like they say my email is worth $10,000 over 3 emails. I'll be like, here's your $10,000 for 3 emails. Now let's do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever we do, I know will work out. So here's your $10,000.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're taking basically what you're doing is you're taking all the risk off the table for them.
Yeah.
So and then as long as they feel comfortable with your offer, so that's the other piece is just get that to where you think that they're they're
exactly.
You just have to make sure they follow through and send the emails and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a relationship building. I don't know how the earnest money checks work in this case, John. Like, what if someone checks it, cashes it, and then they don't follow through on the deal?
I mean, it's a risk that, with the earnest money, you're protected. Like, but because it goes into an escrow account for the broker on the other side, so their broker holds it in escrow, and there's they have to sign an earnest money release and all of this in order to get the funds. But in this case, I wouldn't worry. I mean, you think one of these companies is really going to screw you for $5,000? Like, they're not going to screw you for $5,000. Like, if they, I mean, it would be so bad press for them if they screwed you for $5,000, right? I mean, no one would do a move like that that's going to damage their reputation that badly.
Yeah, I think this might be only necessary on the first couple too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, basically, I would say this is a really good angle. Try without it first.
Yeah.
And this is like the sledgehammer you bring out. Like because you just need to get. This is just think about this just like starting a freelance business. The hardest part is always getting those first couple of clients because you have no track record, you have no proof. Once you do it and you have results, then everything gets easier.
Yeah, and I think Focus It will definitely happen. Freedom will probably happen if Focus It does well because the guy knows the founder. So if we get those two to work, I think everything else, as you guys are saying, will be much easier to work. And I can give them higher commissions as well. I can say, hey, take 70% or 75 instead of 50,
Right.
just to make sure you get whatever money you need to get out of that deal.
Yep.
I'm cool with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of these businesses, they're used to conversion rates that are like on the, 0.5% scale. Probably like they get 100 people, they get 200 people signed up for their free trial, and one of them converts to a paying, and then they drop after 3 months. Like that's the level that they're probably used to. So, if you can come in and show them what an information business typically looks like, they're going to be kind of surprised, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're selling a subscription product, which is always, that's like hard mode.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so here level 2 of this is if you get 10 of these, right, and they all go well, this is what John and I were talking about. You set up a little side business where you like I'll come in and help you design a funnel and a product that you can sell, right? And you give me $100,000.
Right.
Yeah. Or productivity is just one area. I would go to other maybe financial bloggers and say, hey, summaries of 50 greatest books on finances. Let's go. But bloggers are different. But maybe apps, like finance apps.
Yep.
100 greatest books on investments or finance or money. Let's go and do that. So we can keep on kind of investing in, or we can keep on growing that way, like in specific verticals, rather than generic, like almost like not thinking of it as a book summary business, but more of thinking of it as which vertical would become more productive or would be the most lucrative, and go after that. And book summary is just the angle to get there, to get that vertical.
Yep.
Because same with entrepreneurship, same with social skills. Somehow productivity is the most popular. I guess money and finance is probably next, right up there with them.
Yeah, they can also tie that back to their product, right?
Yeah.
This feature. So here, and here's why we built it in. It came out of this book, and here's a summary of it. And we have this other feature, blah blah blah, right? And so then it's you're using the app and you're being successful. Here's a way to understand the features.
And people who are using anything like that, who are using a money app or using a productivity app, they're into that stuff.
Yeah.
They want to learn more. They want to improve that stuff, that area of life. That's why they're signed up for that stuff, right? Anyone who's signed up for Focus at Will or Freedom is looking for productivity. So they want to learn.
Productivity is an interesting market, I believe, because I think it's a little bit like golf in that it attracts people that are like hyper rabid. I mean, if you think about Lifehacker, right? Like Lifehacker has been insanely popular for how long? And people are willing to, good grief. I went through a period where I probably for 5 years, I spent, I don't know how much money. I mean, I bought apps, I bought all different organizers, it was like, I was trying out all this different stuff. And I think that's really common because everybody's overwhelmed. So that's just, it's kind of it's a pain that everybody feels. And I think I think probably finance would be the next one to look at. I think that's a good call. But yeah, like definitely test out the different verticals because I think those are two really big ones that are probably going to work really well. And then I think there's going to be an awful lot that don't.
Yeah.
Nearly the same.
Remember when Lifehacker was actually good?
Yeah.
Before they got bought by that
So
the whole feminazi company, and now they're like shit. Now it's just
who did they get bought by? Was it
Gizmodo? Or?
They're Gawker now, I think, right? Gawker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to read it every day. Now it's like everything is shit there.
It is Gawker Media.
Yeah.
It's basically they're just doing content curation now, where they just republish articles, or they write a short summary of somebody else's article and link to it, and that's their entire strategy, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the fun game we're gonna play, I guess, in the next couple of months. This could be the biggest thing. Hey, we're still on for mid-July promotion, Josh?
I don't know. I need to think about it. we'll talk about it. I'm wanting to cut back on the affiliate promotions, because I feel like I think that I've kind of worn out the list they worked really well. The first few we did worked really, really well. And then like every one that I've done, except for the interview cake one, is like, that was such a grand slam the first time, that I knew it was going to work well again this time.
Man, he's playing hardball. He wants 20 grand up front.
So I did promise I'm going to do one for Podia in July.
Podia?
Yeah, the course software that we're using.
How's that going to work for your list?
We have a surprising number of people who are interested in building their own courses and stuff.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I'm going to do that, and then because it will go over well with the blogger, the blogging crowd, which is about 25,000 people, I think, on the list. So it's a pretty significant chunk. So I'm going to do that. I mean, I did say we'll do this, so I'd be willing to stick to that.
Yeah,
but
come on, man.
I think I would want to push it into August, though, because
we've been pushing it for 3 months now.
Well, no, you pushed it, buddy.
I did not. When did I push it?
With the meditation course. You didn't have the bandwidth for it.
Yeah, but you didn't really give me a date. Otherwise, I would have done it anyways.
Well, I didn't. I didn't ask because I was thinking about it honestly, and I didn't ask because I knew.
Oh, by the way, the meditation. So we did end up doing around like 10K plus.
Nice.
Because of the last day sales, but John's promotion didn't really work out very well.
Yeah,
it was not good at all. I'm sure there's we did a lot of lessons learned last week. So, but yeah, to my audience it worked out well, and to my audience who were actually simple programmer audience as well, it worked out pretty well. But yeah, it didn't work out for the generic audience.
I think it's worth trying one more time the promotion though, with the upsells in there, because we did pretty well on the last one. Like, I mean, if it continues to do well, then it makes sense to keep on doing it and get the extra revenue. But I mean, if it tanks, then I would say no. But I think this one will still do well.
We got the Sublime list now, so it should probably do well with those Sublime hackers too. But I do have a couple of upsells and bumps coming in. Last time we had nothing. Yeah. We just had straight up $29 offer.
What are you thinking the bumps are going to be this time?
So one bump is this thing where I'm in the process of launching this one now. It's called Double Your Productivity by 5 p.m. tomorrow. 10 steps to double your productivity by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So it's like you got all these ideas, but you're not going to implement them. Let me walk you through the implementation process of doubling your productivity by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And the other one is the meditation, like just recording straight up of the meditation for focus and clarity. Okay. And it was a $300 product, but probably the recordings would go $29 to $49. So those are two, the bump and the upsell. And I'm thinking of more, something like a morning routine that I'll probably do in the next couple of weeks. So we could, so overall the cart could be maybe $150 instead of $29. With the different products, with the $29 core offer.
Okay. Let me think about this. So I've got...
And if you have ideas about what kind of productivity they would like, then we can do that. Maybe you want procrastination hacks or something, then we can do an upsell on that instead of one of these.
So I'm doing... Just looking at the calendar here. I'm going to do another open cart for the membership site in mid-July. And then I'm doing the Podia thing. So yeah, I think I want to plan on August.
All right. Any time frame in August?
Yeah, let's do August. Well, let's do August 7th, 8th, 9th.
All right, cool. So you tell me in terms of upsell, what you're looking for, because we can I can tailor any kind of upsell for the productivity market. And I know last time you said you're looking for procrastination. We can do that pretty quickly.
I'm just making a Trello card for this too. All right, so we'll do that in August.
Have you guys used this? What do you use for project management tool?
Trello.
No, but what about like charts and stuff so you can see all the way out in months and stuff in advance?
I have and I'm not currently using it, but I have an add-in called, let me see, find it. It's like a calendar add-in.
There's
that
a
actually
chart add-in too.
What's that?
There's a Gantt chart add-in too, so you can
the
I
one that I
use
use
dependencies.
I use project sheet planning. It's really awesome.
in Trello. It's a Trello.
No,
thing,
it's not Trello. It's a Google Drive thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget the one that oh wait, here we go. Enable. No.
It's an add-on on Google Drive.
The one that I have is it's in Trello, and it just basically allows me to display cards as a monthly view with like a start and end date. Have the cards kind of span the days that the promotion covers. So that's pretty much. We don't do a whole lot at this point. We don't do a whole lot of like multi-month planning. The content team has their own system where they manage all the publication of the posts and everything. But other than that, I'm usually working on one or two small projects, one or two focus projects, and I don't have to worry too much about juggling stuff.
I started to struggle with it.
What's that, Chuck?
Are you just using the calendar plugin?
No, it's not the calendar plugin. Let me I'll tell you. Give me 2 seconds and I'll find it. I have to go to a different board. Promotions board. It's called. Oh, okay. Plannyway. PLANYWAY calendar, and you click it and it turns the whole board into into a calendar view, a monthly calendar view and then you can set a start and end date on the cards, and then you can see they span visually. I mean, it looks pretty much like Google Calendar, but it's all linked to the Trello cards.
Anyway, hey, by the way, remember you did a survey back then? You sent me a spreadsheet. We did the word art on it, right?
Yeah.
You said procrastination. Productivity was number one after simple programming. Productivity was the thing, right?
Yep.
So, but you also said procrastination is the thing that you want to address. So we can use that as a bump in the cards, and that would, if you have some titles, let me know specific titles, and we can create around that.
I think you need to send Josh $5,000.
I'll send him 10.
Yeah, that's totally no. It's totally just about. I'm trying. I don't want to take too much focus off of the
the membership
thing, because that's really
But
I think after this, the next couple of these, I'm gonna definitely dial way back on the affiliate promotions, because I just don't want to be. I don't want to just. I think the list is a little burned out on promotions right now. So, yeah. All right. So we'll do 7th, 8th, and 9th then.
All right. It's on my calendar now. Let me know specifics of titles, or I can suggest you titles. You can take a look and tell me, okay, these are the ones I like, and we can create bumps and upsells around that.
Yeah. Just come up with some ideas and.
Yeah, I can do that.
So I'll probably take the campaign we did last time and rework it, so it'll be coming from me.
Yeah.
So actually, probably what I'll do. Do you have getting things done is in there, right?
Yeah.
One of your books, yeah. Because that book literally changed my life. There's only a handful of books that I would say that about, but that book literally changed my life, because I was my first job out of college, I was like the production manager for the marketing stuff at the college I was working at, and we did 150 projects a year or something. It was a pretty, and they were multi-week, multi-step, printing stuff with deadlines. Everything had to be proofed like crazy. It was pretty involved, and I did okay at it, but I was pretty disorganized. And after I pretty much got fired from one of my jobs for that problem, I decided to get serious about it, and that's when I found out about getting things done. And I went really intense on that for a while, and I don't do it anymore, but I really just that system really helped me get my head around it. And now and then after that, my boss was like, "You're the guy. I can always give stuff to you. I know it's going to get done." And it was such a huge turnaround because I was always dropping the ball before. So I think I can definitely make a pretty good pitch for that based on my own story.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to sell to your Sublime audience a lot as well, right?
Yep.
And it's a simple programmer too. I'm assuming you'll have transitioned quite a bit to that at that point.
Yeah. I'm doing daily emails again at least for the next 6 months until I get the list.
I thought I was special because I had a good score, but now you're sending it to everyone? What the hell?
No, I'm sending it to everyone who meets a certain threshold, which is a very low threshold. So don't pat yourself on the back too hard.
I need to be clicking on every email just to make sure.
You really do.
Shit. We're going back to daily email.
Yep.
But the membership
it's actually not hard.
You're promoting membership quite a bit. 50% of those emails are membership emails, right?
They're pretty much all going to be membership, other than the promotions. So, other than
what's the target number you want to reach by the end of the year in terms of membership?
By the end of the year, I'd like to be at 300 or 400. 300, I think, would be doable. I'm thinking I can get 30. I'm hoping I can get 30 to 50 per month for the rest of the, for a while.
Okay. So
what I'm curious about is am I going to get 50 this month, 30 next month, 10 the month after that? That would scare me.
Yeah.
That would be really bad. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. If it does, I might have to drop the price until I.
But then again, you're building recurring into the system, so that's all right because the recurring revenue kind of stays the same.
Yeah, the recurring will be about 50%. So if I don't hopefully it should be. I mean, with an annual, I've heard pretty consistently that it's 40 to 60% is what people usually see on an annual. So
what do you mean?
So every year, so year one, you get 100 people. Year two, 50 people renew. Year three, 25 of those people renew.
So it's a half-life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it helps. The recurring thing helps, but not if I'm only going to get 10 people a month. It's not really. So
but even if you get
sign up
400, that's $40K, right?
Yeah. Each sign up is worth. Each sign up is worth $175 or close to $200 over 5 years. Yeah, if you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the nuclear half-life.
Yep.
You double
it. Yeah, so pretty much. So I think what I'm gonna do long term is maybe do 1 or 2 affiliate promotions a quarter.
So here's what you could do. Instead of giving them so if it's $200, you can offer a $300 lifetime.
Yeah, I'm gonna do stuff like that. Yes, definitely.
So then that's what.
Yeah, I need to figure out what the approximate lifetime value is, and then I'll just offer them something better. Same deal with the courses. I might go, okay, you can get the membership for $99, or you can get all of our courses for get everything we have for $300. And I can figure out if I can figure out what the approximate value is there, then it's better to offer. The earlier you get the money, the better, because the chances of getting it go down.
Another angle, another way. Let me just throw it out there. You could say the promotion, say, you can get the productivity course as part of the promotion if they buy the membership.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do stuff like that eventually. It gets complicated.
Yeah, it does get complicated.
And what I want to do is I want to see how I want to see how much can I grow the membership, just promoting it the way that I'm doing. And it might be like in 6 months I get to 500 and then I can't get it to grow anymore. Then I'm going to have to get creative and I'm going to be like, okay, well, come up with better front end offers. Like, you know, we'll do this. We're doing this 30-day challenge thing.
What's the ultimate number you would like to get on an annual basis from this?
I mean, I think I'd like to get it to at least 1,000 or 2,000 members, because I think that's where it starts to get.
So 100K per year?
I mean, I'm not really thinking about it in terms of revenue. I'm thinking about it in terms of bodies, because that's what's going to make it successful. What I'm more interested in is the long-term, like if I get the community to a critical mass, then people will bring their friends in, and it will become like an eBay type thing where the bigger it gets, the bigger it gets. And so that's what I'm thinking. And like we're planning to do, like I'm planning to do some stuff with, you know, so I was talking to Jason Humphrey about it this week, and we're thinking we're going to do like membership tiers, where it's going to be the basic group that we have now. The next tier on top of that is going to be something like Entre Programmers, where you're going to get like, we're going to put together these little groups of 4 or 5 people, and maybe that's $50 a month, you know, or $500 a year or something. And then on top of that, maybe we have like some kind of elite thing, or like a one-on-one, you know, we pair people up with one-on-one mentors. So I don't really see this group is more about volume and getting a lot of people involved and contributing and helping each other than it is about the revenue right now.
Yeah. Because if you have 1,000 active members, they might be the best customers for other like any other products you guys create as well.
I want to do a live event every year too, where like we in person we get together.
So you haven't done any promotion where you say get one of John's products as a result of becoming a member yet?
So I think the majority of the people that have signed up so far have some or all of the products already too. So if they're like the uber engaged people,
you can offer to the ones who have never bought anything from you one of the products and say, when you, for a limited time, when you buy the membership, you also get this product today. See what happens. I don't know if that's something you are considering, but sounds like that would convert.
Yeah, because they've all turned down that offer already. So, I mean, like to actually buy it.
Yeah, but that's because of the price, right? They didn't want to spend the money, but now when both of them are available, it changes things, right?
Yep. So yeah, so my plan is to do straightforward offer the way that I'm doing it now for a while, a couple months, 3 or 4 months. See what the actual monthly target looks like, get a baseline, because this is what I'm trying to do now is pretty much the hardest way to do it, and I know that, and I'm fine with that for the time being. I'm just getting a sense for what people want, you know, and what the baseline is, and then I can get complicated and start trying some different options.
You want to exhaust this avenue before you go to the next one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if I could just keep it growing like this forever, it's the least effort for me. It's the hardest to actually make sales with it, but it's the least effort. So
what do you mean?
I mean, all I have to do is write the emails and open it up once a month. So if I can do 50 members a month like this for a while.
You open it for what, 3 days? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I do it over a weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Why is that? Weekend?
Just what I did last time. I was trying it out. So I actually got pretty good open rates on we've noticed that our subscribers, so that we get the best open rates during the day, but we get the highest purchases at night. So I was thinking about trying out the weekend as people are going to be, you know, not at work, because it seems like people are reluctant to buy our stuff at work.
The only problem is, though, their work. I noticed that a lot of people do use their work email, so it probably makes sense to run it also like during the weekday.
So 75% of our email subscribers use Gmail, like the .gmail extension in there.
Yeah, but that's still a pretty decent amount that could be using their work email or that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try. So I tried it over the weekend. I'm gonna try it during the week, probably next time, and see how that goes. But yeah, we always get a lot of. We always get the most sales after that last email goes out at like 8 o'clock at night. So.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. You guys are still probably getting the interview cake sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit is true. That's what I got on the last day. Like I was panicking about the meditation thing.
Yeah.
Finally got to 10K, right? Just because of the last day. The effect of the last day.
Yep. Coolio. Well, I've just been working this week on Podwrench and just getting stuff fixed up there. Been re-architecting some stuff. I got your email, Josh, about wanting to use it, and I'm getting there. I'm going to be out of town all of next week. I might not even be on the call because it's a family reunion with my wife's family. And I'm going to try not to have to be online. But yeah, the week after that, I'm hoping to hammer out a lot of the rest of the details and get that together. So I worked out a 12-week. I keep doing the 12-week year thing. So I planned the 12-week year for the next, starting on July 1st. Okay.
What software do you use for the planning, for the being able to visualize the weeks and stuff?
You want me to show you?
Yeah.
You're going to be super impressed.
Don't show me a spreadsheet. Show me Google Calendar.
I think this is.
But that's what I was running into over the last few weeks.
It's Microsoft Word.
It's Google Docs.
Google Docs. There we go.
Oh my God, no.
So one thing that I've kind of been playing with a little bit while we were talking. So I just put the tactics in, and any tactics that have to happen per week. So if you've read the book, the highlights are, maybe Manny has a summary of it. I don't know.
I do. It's part of the course.
So
you didn't sign up.
So you set goals for your 12-week year, and so that's the 12 weeks that I'm looking at here. And my business coach actually talked to Brian Moran, and he said that you shouldn't have more than 3 goals.
Yeah.
So the first goal is just to create a budget for the business. I can probably get that done in a couple of weeks. But what it does is it allows me to plan a little bit better where things are. So I'm just going to go pull my profit and loss for the last 3 years. I guess I need to actually write the budget. So, and I think you can actually add it to QuickBooks. So it'll tell you how you're doing with your budget. Anyway, so I'm just going to figure out what expenses I can eliminate. But I'm going to look at the profit and loss over the last 3 years, see about what things have cost me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to hire another team member to help me with sponsorship sales. They're probably not going to do the sales calls, but they will probably do some of the account management and do some of the follow-up emails and stuff like that. And so that's what I'm doing. So that's probably the first 2 weeks. That's what I'm looking at. So the second goal is to increase. So, I've got these per weeks in here. So what I've actually been playing with is putting these tactics into the planning way. I kind of like the way that it's looking, so I'm going to fiddle with that. But then I can put these in here so I know when I'm going to do them.
Right.
And I think that'll probably work out pretty well, because then I can plan out, okay, here's when I'm going to do all these things to get stuff done. But so the big push is going to be on increasing sponsorships. And these are just kind of the biggest pain points that I have at the moment. So increasing sponsorships, and that will probably also happen pretty fast, because I'm currently in talks with DigitalOcean. I'm in talks with a company that owns the .tech domain registry.
Oh gosh, they've been harassing me too.
They're really
I don't understand why they're so passionate about .tech, but bless them anyway.
Well, I figure if they want to advertise, if people want to buy it, great. And if people in my sphere are thinking .tech how cheesy, then they won't buy it. But I don't actually know if people are going to want it. I'm not going to go buy a .tech domain. I might buy one just for the sake of the sponsorship and say, see, you can go to devchat.tech or something. I don't know. Anyway, but then the last one is that this last week I had 2 shows that didn't record because I wasn't there.
Oh,
because I was either sick or I was on my break, working on on that. So anyway, so these are the things that I've got to do. But some of these go into some of these things go directly. So we're using Google Calendar for scheduling right now, so I need to fix those calendar invites. And it turns out that Google Calendar, they updated it, and the Smarties. I should just show you this. But essentially, if you try and edit, so if I try and edit one of these shows on one of these recurring appointments, if you look, this one I'm actually the owner on. JavaScript Jabber. I don't know why I'm not the owner on this, but the owner is JavaScript Jabber, created by me. So if I go to edit it, because this link's wrong. So if I go to the right link, this will only be reflected on this calendar, stuck at devchat.tv.
Oh.
Why? Because I'm not the owner.
Yeah.
The owner is JavaScript Jabber, and I can't change this either. So that screwed up JavaScript Jabber because they went to the wrong link. I wasn't there, and that one I actually have to be there in order to start the call.
Yeah.
So that got all kinds of screwed up.
Manny, could you mute out? It's gotten pretty noisy over there.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I've got to figure that out. And then I'm going to move a lot of this stuff into Podwrench, but doing like the scheduled reminders for shows, preparation details and documents for the shows. I just want to have all that built into Podwrench so I don't have to worry about it anymore. People saying, oh, you sent me a link for Adventures in Angular, because some of the automation is, I copied and pasted stuff and didn't catch everything. And so if I can just set up a recurring repeatable process, and then I want to do the backup panelists. I think we talked about that on a previous show, so people can RSVP as guests, and then if I don't get enough RSVPs, then it goes to the next people on the list. And then I want to get ghosts. I want to get hosts and guest introductions, just so that as I start the show, instead of saying, it's so and so and so and so and so and so on the panel, I can say we've got Joe Eames, author at Pluralsight and organizer of this conference and that conference. And I've got so and so else who also has done this and that, and then I can also promote that. We've got this guest who's the CTO of whatever company, and just kind of make it feel a little bit more professional. And then I want to do Zoom integration so that I can set things up as webinars, and it'll just set up the webinar stuff, and everybody just knows where to go and how to start it. And that way, then the other thing is I can set up not just backup panelists, but backup primary host. And so it'll email them and say, Chuck's not going to be there this week, because I'll RSVP, right? And I'll say no.
Nice.
And so here's what you need to do to get it started. And then so I have a WordPress events plugin on devchat.tv, and I'd like to be able to, once I have the Zoom integration for the webinars, I'd like to set it up so that the webinar link is available on WordPress on devchat.tv. And that way, if people want to come and participate live, they can through Zoom. So
it's cool.
I don't know that we're going to get that many people participating live, but hey, why not? But then all of that'll work, and it'll all run autonomously. The other things that I have to do in Podwrench, though, is I'm doing the network pages for sponsorships today, and that way I can email all these folks back. And I've been trying to get sales calls set up with them. So I got one sales call set up on Monday with another big-ish app monitoring company that I met at Microsoft Build. I think I've got that process down, by the way. I need to go to more conferences now because I know how to approach these folks and get their interest to get them interested in sponsoring. But I really need to delegate the outreach and stuff. And then I need to move the download tracking over to Podwrench ASAP because it's still going through Blueberry, and I still don't trust those numbers. But it's been kind of a process to get everything set up. So I'm just going to move all the feed tracking over to Podwrench sooner rather than later, and then just nail that down. So
Nice.
Oh, by the way, speaking of conferences, what conferences, marketing conferences, are any of you guys going to?
The next one I'm going to is actually Podcast Movement, which is kind of a mix of podcast tech and marketing. In fact, the first day they're doing workshops, and their ConvertKit's doing their email marketing workshop. And I figure that I probably know half or more of the stuff they'll go over, but I can still kind of pick up some ideas and grind through the rest. And,
so I have tickets for that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I have to go to the War Room meeting in Newport Coast with Miles. So it's the same time.
Oh, so you're not coming to Podcast Movement?
Yeah, fuck. I would love to, but no.
Is that War Room? Is that Ryan Dice's Perry Belcher's group? Are you going as a guest then, or
no? I'm joining with Miles as his business partner.
Wait, who's Miles? I don't know who Miles is.
He's a friend of mine here in San Diego. He has his own marketing agency.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's pretty big time, probably 8-figure business.
Nice.
Nice. I'm joining it with him, so that way, But the other marketing conference I'm going to is the VID Summit, not VidCon, or VidCon. That's in October.
I think it's VID Summit. VidCon is just happening now, right?
That's happening, yeah. VID Summit, the one with Daryl Eves.
Yeah, VID Summit. Okay. Yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to go to that yet. I have to.
That's in LA, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it's in LA. Yep. It's October 9th through 12th.
So that one, and probably to Thrive. I'm not sure about that. I bought the ticket, but I'm still not sold. I'm burned from the last few conferences I went to. So.
Yeah, I got a Thrive ticket as well. It's so cheap for the Thrive ticket. It was so good last time I went, though, aside from almost getting shot. But, aside...
Gosh.
Because they had they had so many good speakers and good presentations up there. So,
Chuck, are you trying to show off your bank balances here?
Oh, I didn't realize I was still sharing my screen.
Chuck's like, this is the digital equivalent of pulling out the wad of cash and just flipping through it.
Yeah, except there's not much in that account right now. So it's the equivalent of saying I've spent all this money on going to Podcast Movement, and how do I turn that off? Oh, there we go.
You're stuck. You're just stuck.
Now we can see your bank balance all the time.
Yeah, now people can go see how broke I am. Anyway.
It could have been worse, though. It could have been worse, though.
You could be in John's shoes.
Yeah.
Well, if we can edit the video on that, I'd appreciate it, but I don't know if that's a thing.
Let's just mark it where we're at and send it to Eric. So
yeah. But yeah, I got a text from my phone company saying that I still owed them money because we do month-to-month total wireless, and so I was looking for that charge. Is what I was doing. But
so I like the Trello planning board you guys suggested. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it because it's kind of like, I mean, there aren't really a lot of good tools that I've found anyway that kind of give you the calendar view, but also let you manage tasks.
Yeah.
and that's really like, that's kind of the best thing that I've found. So there's like always like the really heavy duty Gantt chart type things.
There's
but
a really simple Gantt chart type add-on. It's not even Gantt chart.
For Trello?
No, for Google Calendar, for Google Excel.
Okay.
It's really good. Let
Okay.
me just show you. I can show you quickly what it looks like. Well, I don't want to get into Chuck's position here again. So
we'll have to do an episode where we all just like lay it on the table, like just pull up our credit card balances and
Oh, there we go.
By the way, I got stopped out of Pluralsight yesterday. It dropped down below $24, which was my stop out, and then it went back up today. But so
you sold?
Wait, did you sell?
Yeah. I had the automatic stop loss at 20% from the high, so choking stop loss. So, I mean, that's what you just have to follow your rules. So,
what did you buy
at 15? So,
okay. You were almost at 30 at some point, right?
Yeah, I was almost at 30, but then it started dropping, and it dipped below. My stop loss was set at $24.88, I think. So I ended up selling at that. So
20% of the recent high.
Not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I still made $170,000, but
not enough.
It could have been more.
What did you do this week?
I made $10,000. Barely. No, that was last week. This week I didn't. Shit.
All right. Should we do thoughts?
All right.
Yep. My thought is turn off the screen share before you log into your bank account.
Remember to.
Nice. I think for me, like probably the biggest thing this week has just, or like the last couple weeks has just been, finding something, like getting back to doing something that I really enjoy. You know, like as I would, for a while there, I was just really frustrated. Well, for me, I've discovered that when I get separated from the customer, I get unhappy. I discovered this back when my first online business was selling handmade straight razors. And I was making these things in my garage, and I was selling them for $300 each.
Wow.
And they were, you know, people loved them and stuff. But at one point, a guy approached me, and he had a store, and he's like, let me be your distributor. So you make them, send them to me, I'll sell them. You won't have to hassle with all the customer service and everything. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. You know, I'll just make them. But then like once I lost that, like people emailing me and buying them from me directly, I completely lost interest in it. And I started to resent it. And I think I only did like 2 or 3 razors for that guy, and then I was basically done. It was right around the time my first son was born. That had something to do with it too. But yeah, and like so with this membership group, having that, being able to connect with the customers, really for me really energizes me and makes me really enjoy what I'm doing. And so I just have gotten like I was pretty discouraged and frustrated a few weeks ago. I am like energized, ready to go, loving this. So you know, I guess just making sure that you don't let your success push you away from the piece of the business that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, I just want to, I guess I'll piggyback on that for my thought, because, I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing at this point with, you know, we talked about that 12-week plan is, I mean, those are the things that are making me enjoy this a whole lot less than I am, right? Is, you know, so creating the budget just allows me to kind of plan out and going, okay, you know, at what point can I hire somebody to do more stuff? The other parts are, you know, increasing the sponsorship. So again, that comes back to the financial and being able to expand. And then it's really painful for me to get an email from a guest saying, hey, nobody showed up. And so, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that all of that clicks along, and it sucks and it's painful, but yeah, you know, getting all that stuff out of the way so that I can just, you know, create the content and, you know, kind of be, not necessarily the personality, but one of the personalities for some of this. And then just, just connecting with people is kind of part of my shtick and what I enjoy. So, just having all of that. But then the other thing is just having the 12-week plan as a whole. It just and putting this in something like Planningway or in Google Calendar or something. It just allows me to step in and just say, oh, well, I know when I'm going to do this, and it's just going to get done. And so that's nice as well. So yeah, just having a plan to get there is kind of a big deal there. And then just getting all the stuff that I don't like doing out of the way.
You've inspired me. I think I'm going to try to do a 12-week plan.
I think mine would have to be. Let's see. I've got two possible ones. I think I'll say that the one is this whole like luck concept. I'm always in debate with people on my YouTube channel and whatnot about like luck versus hard work and what the relationship is. And it's like, because I tend to say, well, you just need to work hard, and people tend to say, oh, well, it's you got to get lucky. It doesn't matter. You can work hard and it doesn't matter. And when I was looking at like just what happened, in fact, I did a video on this with the TV program thing, which I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see if it works out. If it does, it's great. But if it doesn't, then, it's still an opportunity. But things like that, or even you could say even with like the Pluralsight, like getting the, being able to buy the stock and whatnot and make that money. You could say, oh, well, that's lucky. It's lucky. And it is lucky. You do need luck. But I think the thing that people forget is that it's like the hard work is what you do in order to increase the surface area that you have of being lucky, right? The more that you've got out there, you take the whole thing with the casting producer. Had I not had 2,300 videos out on YouTube, then he probably wouldn't have seen the video, right, and called me up. Had I not been investing in real estate and doing all that work for a long, long time and built up that skill set. The same thing you could say with Pluralsight, right? I mean, the reason why I was able to take advantage of the opportunity and make the money on Pluralsight was because I had built all those courses and had that income coming in. So I was able to buy those shares that was offered, take advantage of that luck. So I guess, the lesson it's a lesson that I have to remember too, like, because sometimes you get to this point where you're like, well, why am I doing this? Right. It's like, especially with YouTube videos, I think, people have said, well, it doesn't make sense. Like the ad revenue isn't much, like YouTube doesn't make sense. It's not really a money maker, but it's like, you're doing some of this stuff because you need to hit the luck. It's not like, the general day-to-day stuff is not going to make you a lot of money or have a huge opportunity, but being out there, being exposed is going to create possible opportunities where you're going to have a higher chance of getting luck that is going to get you something way bigger and way better than what you're doing. So it's just a good lesson, just something, I've been reflecting on, something to remember. It's like, well, why am I doing what I'm doing sometimes? Then the answer is not always because of the immediate results that you're getting from it, or it's because you're doing things that are going to increase the chance of you hitting it big or having some kind, and it may never happen, but it's more likely to happen if you have more of those things out there that are creating that possibility of that happening. So
yeah, and I think one thing else I want to add to that too is that I think that people overestimate how hard it is to get lucky because like there are so many things that have happened to me where it was like, if I hadn't had my radar up looking, like, John, you almost archived that email, right? Like you almost didn't, you kind of thought that guy was just kind of jerking your chain. With me, with my big Sublime contest that I did, I actually archived the email that gave me the idea for this. And I went back and looked at it because I was, I had a thought triggered later. So yeah, like you never, I mean, like it could be somebody that you walk by on the street. These opportunities are everywhere, and you have to be looking for them. And the more you're out there, the more of them are going to come your way. So
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I've also heard that luck is just when preparation meets opportunity. So you kind of have to set yourself up
exactly
for the right opportunity to come along, and that's luck.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
So my thought is kind of the opposite of what John is saying, which is that
We've done this
actually,
before on the show.
it's actually good to, you know, like the things in life that do not appear lucky in the time frame that you think, or the things when you fail, or when you think like you had a big disaster or things didn't work out and you feel like shit, I was unlucky, I was totally screwed up, blah blah. They can turn out to be some of the best things that ever happened to you in the long term, because the obstacle, it's almost like the obstacle is the way. The thing that was bad turns out to be good, and the thing that was supposed to be good turns out to be bad. So I'm kind of with John on this, more or less, but at the same time, I'm like saying, we just don't know which is which. But it is always great to, or it's always better to have the perspective that no matter how bad it is, this bad is actually good for me. And if you take that perspective every time, it somehow turns out to be good in the long term. But if you always keep on hating yourself for how bad it is, then actually it turns out to be the worst.
I swear I've seen John do this. So like, whenever we'll have a call and I'll want to like bitch and complain about something, and he goes, oh, that's actually great because, and then it's almost like he's like, okay, now I've got to come up with something. It's like the wheels start. It's like he didn't have anything in mind. That was like his instinctive response, and we always come up with something. So. But
that's actually a good phrase, right? That's actually great because, right? Mm-hmm. Like every time that you should, it's like actually, what was interesting? Jocko Willink has, I think he said it in both of his books. By the way, his second book really sucks. It's this bullshit. Like I mean, it's got good stuff in it, but it's not a book. It's a bunch of.
Even his first book sucked, but anyways.
The first one was all right. But anyway, he's still got a good mindset. But he has in both of those books, he mentions this thing of saying whenever someone tells him something, he says, "That's great," or was it no? Was it great? I don't know. He says something like "That's great," or that right, and that's his answer, right? So it's like, oh, we didn't get the equipment that we were supposed to get on time, and so his answer is "That's great," right? And it's like, but it is such a good because if depending on how you answer that question, like how you respond, if you program yourself to respond that way, then you're going to look for the opportunity in it as opposed to, because you can look for, and people that are programmed the complete opposite way, where it's like you tell them the greatest, most exciting news, and they're like, oh, well, and they find the flaw, right? They find the reason why it's not going to work, right? And so, I don't know, it's just a habit I've kind of been trained myself is like, the best thing to do is just say, well, okay, that's great because, and then figure it out from there.
Yeah, it's actually, for me, it didn't come as a result of a habit, but it came as a result of experiences in my life where I saw early on in my, in the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 year age group, when I was in those situations, oftentimes the biggest failures turned out to be the biggest blessings. I just didn't know in those times. So over time, I started to just see that as the only thing. Like every time there was a big failure, I was like, oh man, this is going to turn out for better. And I know there's something better here. So it kind of kept on enforcing that point.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
guys.
See you guys next week. Have fun in Ireland.
I will.
Are you just going to Ireland? Nowhere else?
Just Ireland. Yep.
Is it just you, or are you taking the family?
Just me.
Just you to Ireland. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey,
I thought Trump fixed them so you didn't have to hide your money over there anymore.
What are you going there for?
I'm actually going there. Perry Marshall is doing a group. He has a small group that he takes over there every year.
Nice excuse.
So yeah.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward.
I thought you guys were not doing the Perry Marshall thing anymore.
We're not a roundtable. So this is separate.
Okay. Nice. Good luck, man. Have fun.
Alrighty. See you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.